There we go.
Lovely. So before we dive in, I have a short but fun game here for us to start with. So this game is man or machine. So we'll be going through a few lines and you guys will be telling me whether you think it was written by a human or if it was written by ChatGPT. So the first sentence, progress often feels invisible until one day it becomes undeniable. What do you guys think? You can open your mics, you can unmute, you can type it in the chat, and we can go through it.
Chat.
Quickly drop your answers in the chat. Do you think it was this sentence was written by man or was it written by a machine?
Machine.
All right, we've got 2 persons so far, 3 persons saying machine/AI. Anybody else with their views? Man or machine? What do you think? What do you think? Progress often feels invisible until one day it becomes undeniable. Man or machine? Any more answers coming up?
Man.
Someone said man.
Yes. Oh, we've got
Okay.
1 vote for man. 2
Randy, you
more votes
said
for
machine
machine.
already.
Go ahead, Abby. What's the answer
All
for this
right.
one?
So I know that this sounds inspirational, but it's very general, and that's one signature of ChatGPT. So this was written by AI. So AI can create safe motivational language unless you ask it to be very specific. So the first answer we have here is ChatGPT. So let's move on to the second sentence. It's amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit. What do you guys think about this one?
Let's see. Hot potato, hot potato. We've got
Man.
3 votes for man so far. Anybody
Man.
else? Anybody else?
Man.
4 votes for man. 5 votes for man.
Whoa. Okay.
Hold
Any
on.
other votes? Anyone thinks ChatGPT?
Yes, 3 more votes have come in, all saying that they think it is written by
A
human.
human.
So,
Okay, so you guys are correct. This
hey,
was written by a human. It's a quote from Harry Truman. So this is a famous historical quote. ChatGPT, however, can quote things, but the tone of certain lines will give it off. So from this line, we get that it sounds like it's deep wisdom. Here, it often gives you a original feel. So yes, this line was written by a human being.
all right. So we're 2 for 2 so far, Kiwanians. Let's go.
Right.
What's the third one?
So line 3 now. Even small ripples can create waves that reach distant shores. What do we think about this one?
Hold on.
Let's see. We're getting mixed views. We've got 1 vote for AI, 3 votes for man,
Man.
2 votes for AI, 3 votes for man. Anybody else wants to chime in? Balance out the equation.
Man.
We've got okay. So 4 votes for man, 2 votes for AI.
Anybody else?
We've got okay. So 3 votes for AI now, 4 votes for man.
Even small ripples can create waves that reach distant shores. Any other votes coming in?
Not so far. Should we reveal the answer to this one?
Okay, so this one was written by AI. So again, it's beautiful wording, but it's very safe, very broad, and that is ChatGPT's style. So unless you direct it to be specific, you will never get something that will sound completely human.
Oh, wow.
So this one is ChatGPT.
Wow.
The answer says, all right, great. So let's move on to the fourth one. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. What do we think about this one?
So vision without action, merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. Okay, let's see what the votes are. Oh, no, I don't understand. Somebody write so. I don't know what that means. Okay, so we've
I'm
got
trying to
machine.
write AI, but it's saying so. I'm not sure
It's
why.
Ah,
correcting
there we go.
you.
Okay, autocorrect. So we've got two votes for AI. One,
Okay.
two, three. It looks like about four votes came in to say it's written by a human.
So 4 for human, 2 for AI.
Okay, no. Somebody's taking back their vote. So we've got one vote for AI, four
Ah,
votes for man so far.
okay. So are we
Mm-hmm.
ready to reveal?
Six votes for man. So go
Oh.
ahead, tell us. This is 6-1. Tell us what they.
Okay. So yes, this one was written by a human. It's a
Mm.
quote by Joel A. Barker.
Mm.
So oftentimes real humans, especially leaders and motivational speakers, they tend to blend vision and action carefully in sentences like this. So you'll never get something like this from AI unless a human is there giving it prompts and telling it what it wants it to say specifically.
Mm.
So yes, this one was human. So on to the fifth. When you focus on the good gets better. What do we think about this one?
I feel like the good gets better, kind of throw it off. All right, so we have one vote for AI. Let's see. One vote for man, two votes for AI, three votes for AI.
Yeah.
Three votes for AI, one vote for man, another vote for AI, so we're at five.
Okay.
Six
Five for
votes.
AI.
Yes.
Six.
I think the
Oh wow.
majority seems to be
So
saying that.
majority is saying that this is AI. I think the latter part of the sentence threw it
Yeah,
off and
the good
gave
gets
the
better.
hint.
Yeah.
So exactly. So this one was yes, definitely written by ChatGPT AI. So you get short, optimistic, but it does give the feeling of being generic. So
Mm,
again, that's a strong hint that it is AI. So a
yeah.
human would more use a personal touch or give a personal touch to this sentence. So this
Go
one
ahead,
was
Press
written by
Claudine. Do you want to
ChatGPT.
chime in and comment here? I think
That,
Press Claudine is
that one,
suggesting.
that one was trying to throw us off a little bit. So I second guessed myself after I said it was
Ah.
hmm. But no, vindicated. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
No
because I think we
problem.
have a phrase that says the going gets better, the
Gets
going gets tougher, or something
tough.
like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
the going
yeah.
gets tough. So it was more of a twist on that. So that is also another thing that AI does. So it takes phrases that humans would say and it tries to put its own touch on it. But again, AI is not human, it's
Mm,
tech. So you'll never get the human touch.
yeah,
But you guys are doing well. You guys
yeah.
are doing well. So let's do the
The
last one
first
and
two was
see if we
a
can
clear
go
one. But go
right.
ahead,
Six
last
for
one.
six. So this one says the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. What do we think about this one?
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dream. Let me check the chat, see how it's going. Okay, three votes saying it's man. Three, four, five votes now saying it's a quote.
Man,
Yeah, a human
so no
quote.
one thinks this was written by AI.
Not at the moment,
Oh
no.
wow,
Yes. An overwhelming majority has
saying
said
that it was written by a
a
man.
human quote.
You know, every
So
time Abigail does that, she throws us off those. Oh wow.
But she
I
says, oh wow.
see. I'm not.
are we sticking with our answers? Are we changing?
Oh my God.
Well, so far everybody has been solid with their answers.
Solid. Okay,
Yeah,
well, you guys are indeed correct. So this is a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. So that's 6 for 6, Kiwanians. I'm
yes.
proud. I'm
Yeah.
very proud. So this
Very,
is
very.
a famous inspirational quote from a real leader, not AI. So when you listen to this quote, it makes you get a bit maybe emotional for some persons, or you get the feeling of emotional richness coming from it. So that is something that is it's hard for AI to invent or give off in what you get when you ask it for stuff. But that was an awesome job. So now we can see how close, but not really on point, ChatGPT is and how it tries to sound human. So that is why it's such a powerful tool, but also why we need to use it carefully and guide it properly. So let's now slow it down and really understand what ChatGPT is. Oh, let me fill this one in quickly. Alright. My tattoo. Okay. Clear all the drawings. Okay. Nice. Okay, so what is ChatGPT? Does anyone want to give me their thoughts on it before I dive in? Can open your mics, say it in the chat. Ramona will read it for me. Any thoughts? Any takers?
All right. What is chat? When you think Chat GPT, what are you
What do you
thinking?
think?
Yeah, I'm thinking a personal assistant.
Right, that's correct.
Because you can drop comment, like you have an email that you need to respond to. You're wondering how to respond. You can copy the email, drop it in ChatGPT, and
And
ask
you'll
it,
get a
what should
response.
I respond to say? Or if you've typed an email and you think maybe it's a little bit too sassy, you can drop it into ChatGPT and say, this
Yes,
more.
to get something. Indeed. So that's exactly what ChatGPT is.
Yes.
You got any other responses?
I can say what it isn't.
Tell
Sure,
me
go
what
ahead.
I,
it
I don't think it's capable of displaying emotion. It is
Hmm.
not driven by emotion.
It cannot
Very
display
logical, yes.
genuine emotions. But for example, if you are having a mental breakdown, you can type to ChatGPT and say, I'm not feeling good today.
It will
I'm
try to
very
comfort
sad.
you.
And ChatGPT will reply and say, I'm so sorry to hear that. How are you? And what can I do to cheer you up? Would you like a song recommendation? Do you like to listen to music? Can I give you a recommendation for meditation? So it will speak to you like another person and try to cheer you up. Yeah.
Yes. So you're both right. So although it cannot give real emotions, it will try to mimic or imitate what it thinks you need in your time of need, as Ramona said.
Yeah, but
So
sounds
go
as
ahead.
it sounds as if it is asking for directions when it is
Yes,
how
in
do
a
you feel?
sense, but it
And
will still try to comfort you. So it will say, "Oh, I'm so sorry you're feeling like this," but then it will ask you what you need, just as a human would. What do you need me to do? Right? So let's delve into what ChatGPT is. So, as we all know, ChatGPT is an AI language model created by OpenAI. So it talks to you in plain English, but if it is the case that you speak to it in another language or ask it to respond in another language, it will. It's you type in your request and it writes or summarizes, brainstorms, or plans based on what you ask it to do. So ChatGPT is available at chat.open.ai.com. And we'll get into that later on in the presentation. Now with ChatGPT, you don't need to pay for it. It does offer a option where you can pay for certain features, but the minimum portions that's offered to you, they're free. You just need an account. So you just need an email and you sign up for an account. You don't need any apps, you don't need any installations. It's easy access. So let's look at some features of ChatGPT. So these are the key features. It
We got
has multiple. Go ahead,
one
Ramona.
comment in the chat. Somebody says they believe ChatGPT can be relied on if you have writer's block.
It can.
Yeah.
So anything you need ChatGPT for, it will try its best to give you what you need. So if you need it to write a story, you just tell it what kind of story you want, and it will give you exactly what you asked for. Or maybe not exactly what you asked for, but something similar. Say so. As Ramona said before, you can use it as an assistant. ChatGPT is an assistant. It's not here to do everything or take over your job on a whole, but to make it easier, right? So some of the key features, firstly, let's look at it's easily accessible. So as I said, you just need an account. You need an email. You sign up for an account, and that's it. You can use ChatGPT on any device. So you can use it on a laptop. You can use it on a smartphone, a tablet, an iPad, an iPhone. You can use it on any device as long as you have an internet connection.
And it's
You
not something you have to download necessarily.
know, so it
You
doesn't
can
require
open
any
it in your
downloads at all. So you
browser.
just open Google Chrome or Safari, Firefox, whichever um internet
Browser.
explorer that you use, browser that you use. You just open it, you type in the link, and it's there. And once you start using it over a period of time, you don't even have to type out the full link. It automatically comes up for you. So if you can send a message, you can use ChatGPT. So as Ramona was saying before, if you have an email that you need to send and maybe you have writer's block or you don't know how to respond to this person, or maybe it was a sassy email that you got and you don't know how to reply without being sassy towards the person, you can ask ChatGPT to type you a professional response to the email. So that's a portion of it. Natural conversation. So ChatGPT tries to mimic human conversations. So whatever you say to it, it doesn't matter what it is going to try its best to respond as a human. It might not sound human to us, but it's going to do its best to do so. So it doesn't require complicated commands. So you don't necessarily have to worry about, oh, how do I say this? Do I need to say X, Y, and Z? No, you just type it as it is. ChatGPT also understands patois, I've come to learn. So where
Yeah.
natural conversation is concerned, you don't have to worry about it. So you just type in whatever it is that's happening, whatever you need it to do, you explain it, and it will try its best to give you a response that will fit what you need. So we're going to be focusing on how to write speeches, how to brainstorm, and all those stuff. So it understands plain English, natural conversation, it understands patois, all the languages that we can think of, Spanish, French, Latin. ChatGPT understands. ChatGPT can also teach you. So let's say, for example, you want to learn Spanish, or you wake up one day and you want to learn Latin, or you want to go to another country and you don't understand the language, and maybe you don't want to use a translator because you want it to seem as if you understand the language of that country. ChatGPT can help you to understand and speak to persons as well. So you can use it for that. And as I said, natural conversation, it tries to mimic human beings. So it's easier to use. It's also always available. So if you wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning and you need help with something, ChatGPT is there. There's no downtime. It's always up and always ready. If you need something last minute, it will be there. If you have a meeting that you weren't prepared for and you need help with drafting up a speech for the meeting or a memo or anything, you can just ask ChatGPT to help you, and it will give you something that you can easily personalize for your meeting. Also, it doesn't take, I wouldn't even say it takes a minute to give you a response for anything at all. So just like the internet, when you open Google Chrome or you open Firefox or Internet Explorer, you type in what is AI? You realize you get responses within seconds. ChatGPT is just the same. So whatever you type into it, you're going to get a response instantaneously.
Yeah.
So
And just to interject
sure.
there, the prompts, you can either type or you can press the microphone and
And
speak.
speak as well. You can
So,
also upload images. You can
upload.
upload documents. It can do everything at this point, and
Yeah.
it's consistently evolving. So we can look out for more additions in the near future. There's also multiple different types of GPTs on ChatGPT. So they've created and curated different AI models for different things. So you have ChatGPT on a hold where you can speak to it about anything, ask it anything. But if it is the case that you want, let's say, AI that can help you humanize something that ChatGPT has said, you have an AI that is made to humanize documents that you get from ChatGPT. Or if you want to, as I said, learn languages, you have an AI specific for that. So over time, they've been, instead of just having one thing for everything, you can interact with the different AIs on the platform as well to do other stuff. And we'll get into that. I'll share a screen, we'll walk through the sign up and all of that shortly. So just here are some tips to get better results from ChatGPT. So before moving to the sign up and live examples, we need to know that you have to always be specific when prompting ChatGPT. So you can't just say, write a letter. You don't say who it's for. You don't say why you're writing the letter. You haven't said what the tone is. If you just go to ChatGPT and you say write a letter, ChatGPT is going to write a random letter. They might write a letter to a zoo. They might write a letter to the president of the United States, to the prime minister. You have to always be specific. You have to include the details of what you want. So instead of saying write a letter, let's say we want a letter for a school. Then you're going to say, I need you to write a letter to take to the school for such and such date. It should be addressed to this person. Or if you don't want to put personal information, you can use placeholders as well. And it will just spit out the information using the placeholders, and then you can personalize it to your liking. You also have to refine through iteration. So what I mean by this is, if you enter that, okay, I need you to write a letter for a school for my daughter or something else. If you get something that you don't like, or you got a response that it's not quite up to par, then you can ask ChatGPT to change it. So let's say, for example, the letter was too long. Then you can say, can you make it shorter? Maybe it was too short. You can tell it that it needs to be longer. If it is the case that you want it to have a lighter tone, then you can say to ChatGPT, it's too serious, make it lighter. If you want it to be a funny letter, you just tell it what you want it to sound like, and it will do its best to fix it. So you can refine whatever it gives you as many times as you want. So once you get what you want, then now we move over to review and personalization. So never, ever, ever just take what ChatGPT gives you and say, that's it. That's what we're going to use. No, because oftentimes it might have small nuances or stuff in it that will give off, or to the person who is receiving it, that this was written by AI, this was written by a human. So for example, ChatGPT likes to use hyphens when it's talking, or it uses more punctuation than necessary. So you have to go through and see, okay, I don't like this line, let me change it to this. So try to put your flair on it so it sounds more like you than ChatGPT. So always add your own human touch, because remember, at the end of the day, it's here to help us but not do every single thing for us. So you have to work alongside it. So clear communication in equals great results out. So once you're clear in what you want, and then when you get it, you personalize it, then you should be good. So now let's move on to prompting ChatGPT. So when we say prompting, we mean what you're going to say to it, what we're going to tell it to do. So the better the prompt, the better the result that you're going to get. So prompting for ChatGPT or any AI on a whole, it's the magic key to getting the best result. So when prompting, you want to think about the who, the what, the when, and the why. So, for example, as I said before, if you just say to ChatGPT, write a letter or write a sponsorship letter, you're just going to get a random letter that it's not specific to anything, and that's not what we want. That prompt is too vague. So, to include the who, the what, the where, the when, and the why, an example would be act as a sponsorship manager and write me a professional letter for the Kiwanis club's back to school drive in June. And then we're going to say that we want the letter to ask for school supplies, donations. Then we're going to continue on to say, please make it warm, professional, and persuasive. So that's a better prompt. So as opposed to saying, oh, write me a sponsorship letter. You're just going to get a random sponsorship letter. But first, you're going to focus on the who. So you're going to act as a sponsorship manager because it's a sponsorship letter. Write a professional letter for the Kiwanis Club. So that's the who. Then we're going to say write it for the back to school drive. That's the what. When is it happening? It's in June. And we're asking for school supplies, donations. So that's the why. So once you use that, the who, the what, the why, the when, it's easier for you to prompt ChatGPT to get what you want out of it. So you have to focus on telling it the role. So who it's acting as. You can also just put in, oh, write a sponsorship letter. But AI likes when you give it roles. So, for example, if you're a marketing manager and you need an advertisement, then you're going to say, act as a marketing manager or act as this, act as that. Then you'll often get something that is more to your liking. Act as if it's the case that you're a university student and you need to write a thesis or you need to do some form of presentation, then you can say, act as a fourth year university student. And yes, it can be specific because ChatGPT often, so let's say, for example, you're a second year student, it's not going to speak to something that maybe a fourth year would be doing. It's going to focus on what a second year student would know to ensure that it matches you. And then, as we said before, then we're going to review and personalize or humanize to our liking. So that's how the prompting works. So before we dive into focusing on the different things that were advertised, let me go through the sign up. So I'm going to switch screens.
All right.
Tell
So
me when you guys.
this is your moment, Kiwanians. This is your opportunity. Open a new tab on your laptop, your tablet, your phone. Open a Google Chrome tab or a Firefox tab, and let's sign up for ChatGPT. We're going to tell you the prompt and you're going to test it out for yourself. Like we said, it's free. You can use it as many times as you wish. There's no limit. You don't it won't expire. And so let's give it a go. And the unique thing about ChatGPT is that six of us here today can type the exact same prompt, and all of us will get a different response, but the response will still be effective for what the prompt is. So I think in terms of universities, schools, high schools especially, they are currently struggling to identify ways in which to distinguish a student's written work from an AI
Yeah.
work. They do have some technologies, some softwares that they've been implementing in the schools. You know, standard software would be Turnitin, but now they've added more software to look for AI style language in children's writing, but it's really so good that 20 people could do the same prompt and get 20 different responses. All right, so what's the first thing we're typing in our Google Chrome or
Okay.
browser?
So you can just type in. So whatever you type in, you're going to get the same response. So let's work with ChatGPT.com. And it should take us here. Let me know when you all are here.
All right, let me drop it in the chat as well. ChatGPT.com. For those of you who might need to copy it from the chat, let's get a thumbs up or someone unmuting to say yes, they've got it.
Got
Free
it.
version. Okay, we got one person. Free
Lovely.
version is limited. Limited in what respect? The free
So
version works.
there are different models of
Yeah, they got the
ChatGPT.
plus and the 4.0.
Yes. So the free version is offered. You get 4.0, but you can only ask it a certain amount of questions for the day. If it is the case that you've uploaded an image, then it gives you a timeout of maybe 3 hours. But the thing is, it's not a timeout from ChatGPT on a whole. You just can't use anything else in that chat for 4.0. So you can just open another tab and continue.
Yeah. So ChatGPT, the lowest level, the level that will possibly include some inaccuracies, is always
Yes,
available.
free.
The
Yes.
4.0 and the plus, those give you
Then that
more
you get
precise,
more precise responses.
and
Yeah.
it also links the website that they took the information from, that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
So you can ask it for, so I used to cite this for me to get my citations. Now, persons in high school and university, you just ask ChatGPT and whichever format you want it in, MLA, APA, and it gives you everything. Where you got it from, the link, all of that. So it's lovely. Is everyone there?
Yes, I got a couple thumbs up.
Lovely. So once you're here on this screen, you'll either get this pop-up box here that says thanks for trying ChatGPT, log in or sign up for free. It will also be at the top right corner here if you didn't get the pop-up. So you can either choose to log in or sign up. The thing now, if you don't sign up, you'll still be able to search while being logged out. But after doing a certain amount of searches, it's going to prompt you to create an account to continue. So let's jump into the sign up process. So let's sign up for free. And it's going to take us to the create an account page. Let me know when you're all here.
Anybody made it to the sign up page?
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Lovely.
What
Let's
are the
wait on a
options
few
we
more
have?
persons.
Drop us a thumbs up or a confirmation in the chat. Yep, we've got a thumbs up. Yes, we've got another thumbs up. Go ahead, Abby. Tell us
Okay.
what's
So
next.
once we're here now, I'm assuming everyone has an email address. So we're going to sign up for a ChatGPT account. So you're going to enter the email address you want to create the account with. I created an email for this specifically. So mine is sipandlearn2025@gmail.com. So we're going to type in our email and then we're going to select continue. So type your email address in the box and then we're selecting the green button that says continue. So once we've done that, then we're going to get another box now to create a password for a ChatGPT account. So once we're here, we're going to create the password. Your password needs to be at least 12 characters long. And I'd suggest using a strong password to ensure that you're using your numbers and your symbols, your uppercase and lowercase letters. I would suggest trying to go to 14. That's the cybersecurity in me coming out. At least 14 characters to ensure that we're keeping safe.
Yeah. And a good way to get all the way to 14 is to choose a phrase that you use in your everyday life, and then incorporate numbers
Symbols,
into that
numbers.
phrase, capital letters into that phrase. Yeah.
So an example of this would be I love popcorn, and then we can switch out the O's for zeros. We can switch the L for a bracket. We can switch the E for a 3. So something like that. So let me know when you guys have typed in your email, entered your password. So once we've done that, we're going to select continue. So once we do that, we select continue. They're going to send us a verification code to the email to ensure that it's us that's signing up for the account. So once you've entered your email, you've created your password, and you select continue, it's going to take you to this screen here to check your inbox and enter the verification code that was sent to you. So this is the email. It's going to come in from ChatGPT. Open mines up. So it's going to say open AI and enter this temporary verification code to continue. Just copy it. Give you guys some time. Has anyone entered the verification code as yet? Let me know.
Oh, I've been on mute this whole time. So we've got a
Muted.
KCCT Robert. I think he's dropped a message in the chat saying that he has got an error message. Do you want to unmute and let us know what the error message is? Have you gone a few steps ahead of us?
No, it says incorrect email address, phone number, or password. Phone number must include country code. I wasn't using a phone number.
So did you select login or sign up when we're at the first screen?
Login means you have an existing account.
Sign up. I
So
think it's sign up. But let me do it again.
do it again and then select sign up. If you select login, then it's going to tell you that it doesn't recognize the address, the email address that you're using, because you wouldn't have an account with it as yet.
Can have done something wrong.
Is it working for you, Ralston? LG, are you on?
Yes.
Yes, I'm on, Ramona. I'm multitasking, but I'm listening keenly.
Okay, wonderful. All right, what's the next step for us now, Abigail?
So once we've entered the code, did everyone get the code in their email?
I got 2 affirmative responses.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So once you've entered the code, it's going to take you to the Tell Us About You screen, where it's going to ask you for your full name and your birthday. Now it's up to you if you want to give ChatGPT your full name and your birthday. For me, I use another name and I give it a random birthday, but one that I can remember if it is the case that I am unable to log in for some strange reason. So let's say my name is Sip and Learn today.
And a key point about the birthday, you have to be careful with the year that
The
you choose.
year. You cannot use ChatGPT if you're under 18.
Right. So if you choose a year too close to 2025, then they
Then
won't
you
allow you to
won't.
proceed any further. Mm.
So let's
Just
say,
choose the
uh,
1900s because you know you're in the
yeah,
clear.
yes,
In
born
fact,
on the
people
first.
turning 2000 are now 25 years old or turning 20
Yes,
this year.
you should be turning 25 this year.
Yes, yes.
So let's use that. The
January
January
1, 2000.
1st.
There we go. All right. So Desreen has indicated she's already in and she's having a chat.
Lovely. Oh,
She's
wow.
already engaging with ChatGPT. All right. So
Is
we've entered
Robert good?
birthday. I think Robert was going back
Still
to
still working at it. I think I
yeah.
can catch up.
Yes. All
Okay.
right.
All right. So once you've entered your name or your alias, you don't have to use your full name, by the way. You can use an alias and a birthday of your choice. Then we're going to select continue.
Desiree said she put her full name and her actual birthday. There's nothing wrong with putting your
No,
real name.
there's nothing wrong at
I put
all.
my real name in ChatGPT as well. Well, you want to be careful how you use it because it then connects to the real you. So you don't want
Yes.
to use ChatGPT to try and do what? Any kind of illegal activity.
Activities.
Because if it is flagged, ChatGPT won't say to you what you're doing is illegal. They will pass your information to the authorities, for example.
And then that is where the real problem comes in. But also key to note, if you ask it to do certain things, it will not give you the response. Let's say you ask it to do something that is
How can I break into
crime.
BOJ?
Yes, it will not answer. It's going to say, I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, I cannot assist you with this. If you need help with anything else, please don't be afraid to ask.
Yes.
So it will
But I
never give
understand,
you information.
I
That
understand there's
kind
a
of.
slight workaround. If you
Yes,
tell
there is. You
ChatGPT,
can jailbreak ChatGPT,
if you
but
tell
we'll
it that
not be doing that today.
you're writing a movie script or something, and the movie is about a heist, then it might give you
Yes. Then it
the
will
tip.
give you a response because
Yeah,
once you tell it that it's make believe, it's fiction, then it will be okay. You can also train ChatGPT to do what you want it to do, but that's not the focus for today. We're
true, true.
using it. All right. So is everyone here?
Yes. What was the first
Great.
prompt we had this you
All
had read out
right.
to us? Let's give it a go.
Sure. So firstly, if you want to tell ChatGPT hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and do that. It's not necessary, but you have some persons who they like to be nice, they like to say please, they like to say thank you. So if you're one of those persons, you can say hi, hello, how are you doing? You will get a response.
But can I chime
So
in there? Because we're entering into an age where we use technology for so many things, but we're also still required to interact human to human. So
yes,
not in the habit of just saying, so play this, and Google, do
do
this,
this. Yeah.
ChatGPT, say this. then when you're speaking to someone in real life, you forget the social graces because you've gotten
Exactly.
into the habit. You get
Forget
in your
about the
car
social
and you just
cues
command your car to do
to
X, Y,
do
and Z.
something.
Give me directions to KFC. And so it's a good habit to still say please or thank you,
Thank you.
but
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
absolutely necessary for the functioning of the
No.
software.
So before we delve into the prompts, so as you see, this is ChatGPT. So here shows you the specific GPT or AI that you're using. So ChatGPT on a whole is great for everyday tasks. This is where we enter our prompts. As you see, it says, "What can I help you with?" That's the theme of ChatGPT and OpenAI. It's here to help and make your life easier. So here we can ask it to create images. We can ask it to brainstorm, analyze images, help me write. As you see right here, you have the microphone where you can dictate. So instead of having to type, you can speak and it will still get the prompt. Here we can upload files and it can connect to your Google Drive, your Microsoft OneDrive, or you can upload documents from your computer. This is to search the web. This one is think before responding. So, oftentimes when you ask it, it responds quickly. As I was saying, like if you search something on the internet. Now they're initiating a portion of it where it uses reasoning. So this is the reasoning section where it thinks before it gives you a response to ensure that it gives you something a little bit more accurate, but overall it's still going to be similar or the same. This one is where you get a detailed insights on any topic, but as you can see, you have five available until May 27th. So certain portions of ChatGPT, as I was saying, it's not free. The overall to ask it questions, get responses, get help with certain activities is, but certain features aren't free, or you only get a specified amount for a certain time. This is where you ask it to visualize ideas and concepts. So let's say, for example, you need a flow chart or you need a graph or something, you can ask ChatGPT to help you. And there are multiple other tools, Canvas, where you can go to get stuff. Here now is where you search. You can have multiple chats. So let's say in this chat, I say, "Hi, how are you today?" It's going to respond and say, "Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's your day going?" It's going to always continue the conversation. It's not going to end unless you end it. So over here now, we see where this one came up. So you can have more than one chat with ChatGPT, so nothing gets jumbled. So if you want one for personal, then you can have one for personal. If you want to create another chat, top left section of your screen, whichever device that you're using, it's the open square with a pencil or a pen coming out of the top right side of it.
Yeah.
So that's what you use to create a new chat. So it will give you something else. You'll realize the chat screen for the other one is gone. So now let's say write me a sponsorship letter. As you see, we got a new chat over here. And now we have two chats. So this now shows you all the chats you have. Now, let's say, for example, you use it every day for the entire year, then you're going to have more than one chat. Also, key to note, each time you open ChatGPT, let's say the browser was closed or the tab was closed on your phone, each time you open it, it's going to open in a new chat. So if it is the case that you want to revert to an old chat, then you're going to have to come to this left section here and select the chat that you want to use.
Yes.
So
In
remember
this
when I
chat,
said, go ahead. Go ahead,
how are
Amana.
you today? The chat where we typed, how are you today? How about we type something about feeling sad?
Yes. I'm feeling sad. I want to cry. So it says, I'm really sorry you're feeling that way. You can let it out if you need to. Sometimes crying helps a lot. Do you want to talk about what's making you feel sad? So ChatGPT has now turned into a therapist. So whatever you need, you will get it. If I am to say thank you, you've made my brighter, it's going to respond and say, I'm really glad I could help even a little. And it's going to encourage you to know that you're not alone because it is here anytime you need to talk. So that's the 24 hours I was telling you guys about. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., ChatGPT is always available. And it's always going to continue. They ask what you'd like them to do. They can share something comforting. It can share something comforting, like a quote or a short story. So whatever you like, ChatGPT will try its best to mimic or give you what it believes you need in your time of need. So yes. So here's the sponsorship letter. So remember, we just gave it, write a sponsorship letter. We weren't detailed. We didn't tell it the who, the what, the where, the when, the how. Nothing that we spoke about for prompts. So it's just going to give you realize it's saying that it gave you a general sponsorship letter that you can customize because we didn't give it any details to work with. So it's going to do its best to give us something that we can work with. So remember, we told you about placeholders. Here are the placeholders. So you can copy this out and change it to fit your needs or whatever it is that you want it to match. So let's shift back a little to the presentation. Before though, is everyone there? Did everyone sign in? Are we all good?
Let's have a quick sense check, Kiwanians. Is
Yes,
everybody
I
able to
got
follow?
in.
Yes,
Good.
you got in?
Robert is good? Got in?
Yeah, I actually
Lovely.
tried to create something in Excel using ChatGPT.
Yes. So
Yes.
yes, it will also do that. Excel, if you need a PowerPoint, if you need help with a script for a presentation, ChatGPT will help. The Kiwanian who said that she was having a conversation, how is it going? How is the
Excellent.
conversation? It's
She has
excellent.
replied to say that she has now created a sample lesson plan for her class.
Lovely. Yes. So ChatGPT can help you with anything that you need it to. So let's look at writing sponsorship proposals. So writing a sponsorship proposal or something for a fundraising event. Wait 1 quick second. My laptop is dying. All right, good. So, ChatGPT can draft proposals that are structured and unstructured, polite and persuasive. So, as we said before, you just need to prompt it with the details that it needs to build a draft for you. Whatever you get, the first thing that you get from ChatGPT will never be what you want it to be. And I would not suggest using the first thing that you get. You should always try to ask it to be more specific, or if it is the case that you got something that you can work with, then you take it and you try to personalize or humanize it so it sounds more like you. So we're doing sponsorship proposals. We need to ensure that we give it clear structure, we're going to get customizable content, and overall it's going to help us with time saving. So let's jump back to it. We're going to open a new chat and we're going to prompt ChatGPT to write us a sponsorship proposal. So the structure I was thinking is we want it to have a greeting, an introduction to the event, the support that we need, and how the sponsors will benefit. So you guys can type along with me, or if you want to go ahead and try asking it for something else, you
Yeah.
can.
Give us a
So
sample prompt and I'll type it in the chat for persons to
so
copy.
the prompt is act as a sponsorship manager write a sponsorship proposal for the Kiwanis Club of, let's say, Eastern Canada. Mm, let's have a hyphen. Eastern Canada's back to school drive. And then full stop. We're asking for donations of school supplies or funding. Then we're going to tell it how we want it to sound. So we're going to say make it warm and persuasive. And then send.
Make it warm and persuasive. Okay. So I've dropped it in the chat for those of you who would like to copy. And those of you
Paste it.
who are typing as Abigail was speaking, please go ahead and click send.
Yes. So remember we said you get a response within seconds. As I press enter, you see it. Oh, pardon me. Of course, here's a warm, persuasive sponsorship proposal you can use for the event. So it gives you a subject in case you're sending this via email, and then it starts the letter. I didn't tell them who I'm sending the letter to, so hence the placeholder for the sponsor, and then it gives you a letter, a full-blown letter.
Yes. So I also
So,
entered it into my ChatGPT. Should we
mm-hmm.
compare and contrast? My subject
Sure.
is partner with us to empower students for a brighter tomorrow.
So you see the difference. So Ramona entered it into hers, and I entered it, and we entered the same exact prompt, and we got two different subjects. So if the subjects are different, I'm positive as we go along, the letters are going to be similar, but they're not going to be identical. They're not going
Yes.
to be the same.
So my opening sentence says, I hope this message finds you well.
Mine says well and thriving.
There is each year, as summer winds down, thousands of children across eastern Canada prepare to return to school, full of hope, excitement, and dreams for the year ahead. But for too many families, the cost of essential school supplies is an overwhelming burden. So that's my opening paragraph.
As you can see, mine is on behalf of the Kiwanis Club of Eastern Canada. I'm reaching out with an invitation to be a part of something truly special. As summer draws to a close, so it's similar but it's not the same thing. Thousands
Mm.
of children across our communities will be preparing for a new school year. Remember the hyphens I was talking about?
Yes.
Here's one.
Yeah. Not
So,
natural for us. We'd probably put a
yes,
comma
a comma exactly.
or a semicolon.
So,
Yeah,
or
semicolon.
semicolon. So this is something that teachers or professors use to tell when students are using ChatGPT. So a season filled with promise, growth, and opportunity. But for many families, this can also be a time of stress and uncertainty as the cost of school supplies becomes an overwhelming burden. So Ramona and mine are very similar, but they're
Mhm.
not the same thing, even though we entered the same prompt. Did anyone else enter it?
Would anybody else like to read out their results?
I entered it, but my prompt is slightly different because I didn't hear the
Okay.
last part of yours.
But
Okay.
tell us what the result is. What's the
All
title
right.
of your letter?
It says Eastern Canada Back to School Drive.
Mm-hmm.
It says as the school year approaches, many families across Eastern Canada face financial challenges in preparing their children for a successful academic year. That's the first sentence.
Yes, yes. So, similar
Similar,
theme for
but
that opening,
yes,
which is kind of like appealing to the
to the
human
sponsor.
heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
see we entered the same prompts or similar
Mm,
prompts, but we all didn't get the same exact thing. So ChatGPT will never give two persons or three persons or any amount of persons the same exact response. The responses will be similar, but they won't be the exact same. And as you can see, we entered them at similar times
mm.
or maybe the same time, and we still got different results. So here now, let's say we we like how it sounds, but we think it can be friendlier or more professional. What do you guys want us to do?
What do we think is lacking? Let me take a look at it. So we want to give it a prompt to change the tone.
Right.
Maybe more professional if we're writing to an organization.
Okay. So let's say please.
So what's the
The
prompt?
tone.
Tell me the prompt, please.
So please make the tone a bit more professional. Enter. See what we
Yeah.
get. Okay, it says here's a more professional and polished version.
Yes. So mine has now changed the title. Let me see. The subject before said partner with us to empower students for a brighter tomorrow. And they've changed the subject to say sponsorship opportunity.
Opportunity.
Kiwanis Club of Eastern Canada back to school drive. So more direct, it's just getting to the point. Yes.
So that's exactly what I got as well. So before the subject was join us in empowering young minds, sponsor the Kiwanis back to school drive. Now I've got sponsorship opportunity, Kiwanis Club of Eastern Canada back to school drive. So similar subjects.
Hmm.
Let's see the introduction now.
Yes, mine says, I hope this message finds
Finds
you
you
well.
well.
As the upcoming school year approaches, many families across Eastern Canada are faced with the challenge of providing the necessary supplies for their children's education. At the Kiwanis Club of Eastern Canada, we are committed to supporting students and families in need through our annual Back to School drive, and we invite you to partner with us in this important initiative.
Right. So mine is not similar to you. Well, it's not the same, but it's similar. So mine starts with the Kiwanis Club of Eastern Canada is pleased to announce our upcoming back to school drive. So it's to pull you in. An
Mm,
initiative dedicated to supporting students and families in our community as they prepare for a successful academic year. And then it goes into the each year, many children, all of that. So again, we get maybe the same subjects, but even though we gave it the same two prompts, we haven't gotten the same exact response. Something similar, but not completely the same. So this is how ChatGPT works. So as I said before, you are going to reiterate what you want. So if you get something that you don't like or you think it can sound a bit more professional or you want it to be shorter, you want it to be longer, then you can ask it to do that. You prompt it to do that. Did who was it that did it with us? Did you prompt it to sound a bit more professional?
may have been, was it Robert who had
It
unmuted?
was Robert.
Yes. Yeah, and I included professional in the prompt.
And did
What
it
did you
change
get?
the response?
Wasn't it initially? I didn't ask it to do it as a letter. When I did it, it formatted as a letter with the inserts that I would go in and change the names to match where I'm sending it to.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
All right.
So
So
yes.
that's the sponsorship proposal letters. So no need to stress thinking that you need to
No.
spend 3 hours figuring out how to write a sponsorship proposal to VM and to JMMB or to NCB. Into ChatGPT. give ChatGPT some details about the project that you're planning. You've got a blood drive coming up. You've got a back to school treat, a Easter treat, a Child's Month event. Tell ChatGPT what the event is, who will be there, what the aims are, and let it generate a template for you to then work from. As you can see, it can be emotive, it can be professional, and so you can tweak it to
To your
to
liking.
get the letter that you want and bring that work down from spending 6 hours to a quick 45 minutes.
45 minutes, maybe
And then
30.
15 minutes, you can even ask it to write the email for you. You
Yes.
put that into the email and send it off. You've sent off 3 proposals in 45 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so ChatGPT is here to help to make it work easier, to cut the time of how long it would take us to do certain things. So let's jump back to the
Yeah.
presentation. So now we're going to look at writing speeches for meetings. So here's a prompt. ChatGPT, write me a short, warm welcome speech for a Kiwanis meeting celebrating our volunteers. So first it's going to draft the request. So again, we're going to specify the occasion, the audience, all of that. So this is just showing you guys again how to prompt ChatGPT for the specific stuff that we need. So we draft by giving it its first prompt. When we get the initial draft, then we're going to refine it, maybe ask for adjustments and personalization. So let's jump back and ask it to quickly give us something else. So you can continue in the same chat if you'd like, or you can open another one. I'm just going to open another so we don't get confused.
All right. And tell me what the prompt is for this one. So this one is about a speech that we need to give at one of our meetings.
Let's start with write a warm, short
Right. A warm. Yeah.
welcome speech for a Kiwanis volunteer appreciation meeting. Turn to what we get.
All right. I've added that prompt in the chat.
All right, so let's see.
So mine has come through as well. It says, welcome speech for Kiwanis Volunteer Appreciation Meeting. Let me give you the opening point. It says, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It is truly my pleasure to welcome you all here today. On behalf of the Kiwanis Club of Eastern Canada, I use the
The
same,
same chat. So
I use the same
it's going
chat
to
box.
assume that you're writing it for the Kiwanis Club of
Kiwanis Club.
Eastern Canada.
Yes. On behalf of the Kiwanis Club of Eastern Canada, thank you for taking the time to join us for this very special occasion, our volunteer appreciation meeting. Today is about you, the heart and soul of everything we do. Your passion, your kindness, and your tireless dedication have made an incredible difference in the lives of so many children and families across our communities. Whether you gave your time, your talents, or simply your heart, your efforts have not gone unnoticed. Volunteering is an act of generosity, of hope, and of belief in a better future. And thanks to you, that future is brighter for so many. So that's the
Oh,
short speech.
that was lovely, wasn't
Yes.
it?
And then
And that was
let's
just one prompt. That was
let's
just
say, for
one
example,
prompt.
you have a theme for the year. As Division 23 Central, we are Transformers. Let me just take a look at our caption. You think as a PR I'd know this off the top of my head. So we say empower, inspire, transform, united in service. So that could be a follow up to say our theme as a division is empower, inspire, transform, united in service.
Okay. Okay, so let's look at what we got first, and then we're going to ask ChatGPT to incorporate the theme and see what we get. So first we got the same good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. So mine starts with, it's truly a joy to welcome all of you to our Kiwanis Volunteer Appreciation Meeting. Today we gather not just to celebrate the hours you've given or the projects you've supported, but the countless lives you've touched through your kindness and dedication. Every smile you've sparked, every small act of service has helped make our community a brighter, stronger place. You embody the spirit of Kiwanis, serving the children and the future with heart and hope. Now, I don't remember telling ChatGPT any of this. I don't remember sharing that we're helping children, but as you can see, it's going to do its best to still try to give you something that you can work with. And
Yes,
even though we're not in the same chat as Ramona was, and it included the Kiwanis of Eastern Canada, mine spoke about children. And it's all one thing. So if we had one chat saying that we're doing a back to school, where we're asking for school supplies, then we can see where the serving the children and the future with heart and hope comes into play here.
yes,
So
yes.
even though we're not using the same chat,
Mhm.
it's still connected to say use the other chats that you've used to try to curate your responses for you. So over time, as you're using ChatGPT and you've gotten to maybe 100 chats like myself, then it's going to draw back from its memory from the other chats to see how it can incorporate, because again it's here to help you. It's going to try to do that to the best of its ability,
Yes.
so it's going to always use all the information that it has gathered from the chats that you have with it to give you something that it believes will serve what you asked it for.
And we have to remember that ChatGPT basically has access to the wider internet.
Exactly, it
So
does.
what Google can generate, it's searching on Google for information. So you put a word like Kiwanis in it, it's gonna do a quick search to see what
To
it is about. What
see
is this organization about?
about.
That is why it has been able to zoom in and say it's about children, it's about communities.
Exactly. If
Yes,
you ask ChatGPT, maybe and if you open a chat and you ask ChatGPT, what is Kiwanis? Then you're definitely going to get a response as to what the whole movement and club is about. So
yes,
it's all interconnected. So anything that is on the World Wide Web, it not only just gives it back to you, but it goes through it and it pulls from the different pages, the different websites, different PDFs, everything that would have been uploaded from who knows when, and it tries to take that information to match it back to what you would have asked it for to give you the best response. So yeah. So let's see
and
how we can create this one, or ask ChatGPT to create the response for the welcome speech to include
the theme.
the theme. All right,
While we're
so
adding that prompt, we've got LG who would like to share her prompt. Go ahead, LG.
sure.
Are you still there, LG?
Yes, yes. Sorry about that. I was trying to unmute. Okay, this was my prompt. Act as the president of a Kiwanis club and write
Yeah.
a motivational speech to club members, encouraging members to participate in club activities.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then I got this. Absolutely. Here's a motivational speech for you as the president of a Kiwanis club, designed to energize and encourage your members to participate more actively in club activities. So this is my speech.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, fellow Kiwanians. It's an
Hey.
honor to stand before such a passionate and dedicated group of individuals. Each of you, a vital part of our Kiwanis family. I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for your time, your talents, and your heart for service. The
Yeah.
impact we make in our community doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of you. But
Yes.
tonight, I want to challenge us to go even further. We are part of something bigger than ourselves. Every event we plan, every dollar we raise, and every hour we give, those
Mm-hmm.
things change lives. Whether it's supporting children's education, feeding families in need, or mentoring the next generation of leaders, Our club is a lifeline of hope and action, and our work is far from done. Now is the time to show up, not just in spirit, but in presence. Let's step out, lean in, and lift each other higher. Your unique skills and energy matter. Whether you're great at organizing, reaching out to the community, or simply bringing a smile to someone's face, there's a place for you in every single project we take on.
Oh, it's excellent. It's
Sorry.
excellent,
Wow.
LG. It sounds like you just wrote that speech. And you know,
Right?
as a club president, you
Awesome.
know the project, you know the projects that you've done. So as you're reading through the speech, you could interject and say, the the project we did at the home, or the project we did for autism awareness, or the project we did for, you can interject and add things to make it, bring it alive for your
I know
members.
I'm
That's
not the only
right.
one who was motivated. All the
Yeah.
Kiwanians here were motivated by
Yes.
that
Oh, yes.
speech.
I've got a comment in the chat says delivery with conviction. I love it.
It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that
So,
just shows you how ChatGPT works for you.
mhm.
So just one prompt and you got something just like so as Ramona was saying, to incorporate other activities to actually make it match back with what you guys would have done would have just sealed the deal.
Mhm.
Icing on the cake.
And that's all
So
in less than 10 minutes.
exactly. So imagine what you can do with ChatGPT in an hour.
Yes.
Right. So let's quickly see how we can tie in the theme. So empower, inspire, transform, united in service. So let's say, can you incorporate the or theme? Let's have a space here. Or theme, just that, and include, we call ourselves the Transformers.
Or team transformers. Yeah.
Uh, let's see what we get. Weaves in it. Okay, so we get morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. So it's my honor to welcome all of you to our Kiwanis Volunteer Appreciation Meeting today. We celebrate not only the incredible work you do, but the spirit that drives it. The spirit of Team Transformers. Our theme this year says it all: empower, empire, inspire, transform, united in service. Each of you lives out these words in amazing ways. You empower those around you with your generosity, you inspire others by your example, and you transform lives and entire communities through your service. Together as Team Transformers, we've proven that when we're united in service, there's no limit to the good we can do. Thank you for being the heart and soul of this mission. Today is
Yes.
about you. Let's celebrate all that we've achieved and all the possibilities ahead. So that's what
Wonderful.
we got.
Yeah. I know, in this prompt we said keep it short, but if you know you have a 15-minute presentation or
You can
8-minute
also,
presentation, you can
exactly.
tell ChatGPT, create a script for 8 minutes or
So
create
let's,
something for 10 minutes, 12 minutes,
exactly.
and it will
So
give you.
let's say I only have 5 minutes. Five, let's say 5 minutes. I only have 5 minutes
Well, it's currently
to
short, so maybe we want to
make it
make it
longer.
10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Let's say 15.
15, yeah.
I only have 15 minutes to
But take out the
do
only,
this.
or say,
I have.
yeah.
All right.
Can you make it a little bit longer?
Swarm hits your theme and should take about 1 to 2 minutes to deliver. All right. So
We need to
let's
tell it we
prompt
want
again and say
15 minutes.
I want to use the full 15 minutes given.
Mm.
So here's a draft note that they say will stretch for 12 to 15, and it's now showing you how long each section should take. So this is the opening, saying it should take 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We're a team transformers powered by the belief that together we can. Oh wow, this is nice.
Yes.
So here now is your 4 minutes to focus on the theme
Signposting. Yes.
power. Oh wow. So this is so it's now to make it longer, it's focusing on the different parts of the theme. So we have 4 minutes to focus on how we empower, and it's giving you the option to insert a quick personal story about a time someone on the team empowered you or someone else. They gave an example of this. You can choose to use it or you don't have to.
Mhm.
Went on to inspire, again asked you to include something that speaks about you or someone inspiring you. Transform, united in service, and then a closing. So it shows you how long each section should take. And then if you don't like a portion of it or you don't like one part, then you can ask it, oh, I don't like this sentence in the closing. How about this or how about that? Then ChatGPT will try to incorporate what you asked for or try to change it to fit what you need. So yeah,
All right. So that's what? Two down.
hold on.
Just
Let
keeping
me
an
ask
eye on the
it.
time. So the next
Yes,
one is brainstorming name
brainstorming.
for events.
Alright. So brainstorming names for events. So let's say you're stuck on naming an event, then you can just turn to ChatGPT and ask it to suggest however many names you need to based on a theme. So these that I have here, first, remember we said how we can get images from AI. So all the images I have here were generated by AI when I gave it a prompt. So it was give me 10 fun and professional events for
Okay.
Kiwanis healthcare focused on families.
Let me get that
But
prompt again. Give us.
so give me 10 fun and professional event names for a Kiwanis health fair focused on families.
Give me 10 fun and professional themes.
Event names.
Event name, fun and professional. Event names for a
Kiwanis health fair focused on
Kiwanis
families.
health fair focused on families.
Alright, so let me new chat. Let me keep the same chat for now.
Okay, yes. Mine has generated Healthy Futures, a Kiwanis Family Wellness Fair. Families First, a community health celebration. Should I read out a few more?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Kiwanis Cares, a day for family health. Next one says Stronger Together, Family Health and Wellness Fair. Bright Beginnings, a family health experience. Wellness
Right.
in Every Step, the Kiwanis Health Fair. Rooted in Health, a Kiwanis Family Day. So yeah,
Those
some
are good. So
coming up, yeah.
these are the ones that I got. So Family Wellness Fest, Healthy Together Kiwanis Family Fair. I think that's similar to one that you got as well, Rona.
Let me check it. Kiwanis Family Fair. Kiwanis Family. Okay, Healthy Futures. A
Ah,
Kiwanis Family Wellness Fair. So
fair,
similar.
okay.
Mm,
Similar. Fit Families Health Fair, Wellness in the Park. So as you see, it gives you what you ask for. You ask for 10 professional and fun event name ideas. It's going to try its best to tie in the health fair with it being fun and professional. Let's say we like, which one? Let's say we like number 8, Kiwanis Cares Family Health Celebration. But we want it to include our theme or something from the theme. So let's say, let's work with number 8, but tie it in with our theme. Let's see what we get. So these are now the options. So awesome choice. ChatGPT is telling you how it feels. They're saying that it feels warm and inviting. That's how ChatGPT feels about it. And spoke to including the theme. So it says that it can add it. So let's see the options that we got. So it gave us Kiwanis Cares, empowering families for health and wellness. All of them is Kiwanis Cares, and then the latter part is inspiring healthy families, transforming futures. Family health celebration, empower, inspire, transform. United for Family Health and Wellness, and transforming family health through service. I believe that some of these could work.
Yeah.
It
And then it
also gives, go ahead.
takes initiative. I was just gonna say it looks like
Yeah,
it
it
took
took the
initiative.
initiative to give us taglines that we could use. So it said, empower, inspire, transform, together for family wellness, united in service for healthier families, strong families, stronger communities, powered by Kiwanis. I
I
like this
like
one.
that
Right? This one is nice.
one.
And then it
Powered
went
by
ahead
Kiwanis.
to show you how you can have the full title and the tagline together.
Mm,
One thing to know, ChatGPT is also, it's always going to ask you or suggest other things that it can do for you as well. So we see here it says, would you like me to also suggest a quick event description you can use for flyers or announcements based on this title? And if
let's give
I
it
were to just
a
go ahead,
test and say yes
yes,
and
if
see
I
what
were
it
to go
does.
ahead and say yes, then it's going to do just that. Perfect. So now it's giving us a description of the event that we can use for flyers, emails, or announcements. So this is something that we could add in. So join us for a day of fun, learning, and community at the Kiwanis Cares Family Health Celebration. And we could go back and tell it, oh, work with this one, so it would change the title and all of that. It tells you admission is free, bring the whole family and join us for a day of health, happiness, and community spirit. And again, it goes on to say, oh, I can make it shorter. Or you can use for something, you can use for social media posts or quick invites. So ChatGPT is always going to try to show you or tell you, oh, I can help you with this as well for this event. Or I can do with that because it really wants to help. It's only here to help. So that's how we can use it as well. What I will say though, sometimes when you ask ChatGPT to create photos or images for you, they won't necessarily come out perfect or how you expect them to. I'm going to try to ask it for an image right now. Hopefully we get one. But I won't say you can always count on it for images. But where words are concerned, it has that luck. So let's say, can I get a flyer for the fair? Let's see what we get. So
I think
again,
image generation is
looks
one of the
good.
features that is
So
limited in ChatGPT.
limited. So once you're
I
asking for an
generate.
image, if it is
Yeah.
the case that you do get an image, then you're going to only have a set amount of things that you can ask it after that in that specific chat. And then it's going to cut you off. So it did
Yeah.
take me some time to get these images from it, but I got them. What I will point out though, I don't know if when I zoom you guys can see, it misspells words when it comes on to images. So that's not something that they've completely fixed as yet. So as you can see here, I don't know what a centisls is, tire anti-center, but it tries its best. So I won't say use it for images right now, but where tables and words are concerned, then it's perfect for that. But you can also try whenever you are bored or you're just trying to go through, you're practicing using ChatGPT, prompting ChatGPT. You can try asking it to create images for you and see what you get. So let's move on to the next prompt. I think the next one is
Hold
drafting
on. Did we
announcements.
generate a image with that one? Chat
Want us to
GPT.
try it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
let's
created the flyer script, and then if we just prompt it to say, make it into an
I
image.
say
Yeah.
make it into an image. Let's be nice. So please.
Please.
So let's see what we get. So we're going to get a photo. So it's loading. So while it loads, so on the left hand side as well, it shows you while it's loading.
And that's how you know ChatGPT isn't quite there with the image generation.
As
When it
yet,
isn't spitting out the image as quickly
spinning.
as it does.
Exactly. I will say though, if you choose to pay for ChatGPT and get the premium version, then this section of it will be quicker for you.
More
I think
evolved.
it's
Mm.
$20 a month, $200 a year. So if you're
And that's
interested
US
in that,
dollars we're
that
talking.
is US dollars as well, not Jamaican dollars, US dollars, $20 a month. So that's if you're interested in that side of
Yes.
ChatGPT. You want unlimited features.
And do you know of any other competitors to ChatGPT? I know we've got a
There,
Chinese one.
the DeepSeek. So there are multiple competitors over time. The only thing or the only two that have come close though are you have one named DeepSeek, which is the Chinese AI, and you have another one that is known as Perplexity AI. What Perplexity offers though that ChatGPT doesn't, where we saw where reasoning is. So that is Perplexity gave ChatGPT the idea of adding the reasoning feature to
Mm.
their AI. So with Perplexity, instead of it just spitting out answers, it takes more time. And what it does is, when we say think before you speak, so we sit and we think about it. So Perplexity thinks about it before it gives you a response to ensure that the response that it's giving you it's completely what you want. So instead of you having to reiterate to say, oh no, fix this or fix that, they're trying to get it to the point of when you ask it one thing or give it one prompt, you get the answer. The first answer can be used. They don't need to say anything else but thanks. So that is not what ChatGPT is trying to use. You guys can sign up for Perplexity and DeepSeek as well. It's the same sign up for all of them. You just need an email address, similar interface where you have the different chats and the searches. But overall, and this is just my opinion, I would say ChatGPT is still ahead of them in certain aspects. So it's best to use it for most things, if not all.
Yeah. I find ChatGPT has more
As
of
you
a
can see,
user-friendly
yes, it
interface.
does. It
Yeah.
does. So we got an image.
Wow.
Finally, let's take a look at it.
Let's scrutinize it for any errors.
Yeah, to see if we have any errors. I'm not seeing any so far. So it says Kiwanis cares, family health celebration, empower, inspire, transform, united for healthier families. You see, it has the little image of a clip art family. ChatGPT it won't oftentimes use humans for its pictures. It will try to use clip art or create its own images. So join us for a free day of family, fun, wellness, and community. Health screenings, fitness demos. Everything looks good,
I'm not even seeing any spelling errors. This
right?
is amazing.
Oh yeah, man, there's one
Where?
email. email.
Here we
Yes.
have it.
So
Here we have it.
you have to check. But it's surprising that there's only one error. You could have
At
missed
least that
it.
we've spotted.
Yes. But yeah, so we can get images from ChatGPT, and the same how you can ask it, oh, change this for when you're asking it for speeches or meetings or memos, you can ask it to change stuff for the images as well. So as here in the text bucket here, you see where it says describe what you want to add or remove or replace. You can tell it, oh, I want the background to be blue, or the Kiwanis colors are such and such, and you tell it use this theme instead. And it will take some time and it will use it. You can also download the image, so you can save it. You can share the image as well. You can select certain portions of the image, and then you can tell ChatGPT whether you like it or you don't like it. So we got an image. I'm very happy. Very happy I created an image today that didn't have a lot of errors. So yes. So
So
let's
we've technically done. Have we technically done the drafting of an announcement? I think in
we
this one,
have
the flyer.
we
Yeah.
have because we did the flyer.
So we could
So
go to
did
the last one.
which is to create a checklist, I believe.
Projects or events. Yes.
Nice. So ChatGPT can aid you with pre-event planning, promotion, logistics, all of that. So let's say we're going to stick with the same event that we have, and we're going to ask it to come up with a checklist for this event. So create a checklist for the health fair.
Mm-hmm. But what should the checklist reflect?
Yes. So let's say
All the tasks that need to be done to set up, to fully execute the health fair.
including all tasks needed for setup, or let's say all tasks needed before, during, and after the event.
Yes, let's go with that.
Mm. Right, let's see what we get. Nice.
Wow. So we need a form for the health fair planning committee.
The date,
Confirm the date, the time,
time,
and the venue.
budget,
Confirm the budget, sponsorships,
the
floor
layout,
plan, layout for the vendors,
the
activity zone.
flyers.
It thinks
Wow.
of everything. Create the
It's
flyer.
very in-depth.
Yeah, yeah,
And as you can see, it separated out each section. So we have this for planning and organization. We have a
yes.
section for vendors and partners, marketing and promotions, the logistics. And this is just the before checklist.
Before, yes.
This is just the before checklist. Then we have the during. So this is for the setup. We need to arrive early for the setup. We need a table for registration. We need to distribute badges and stations, test the sound system. Then we have the during the event. And then, of course, we have the after, which has the tear down and the follow up. And then ChatGPT, we know it's always asking if we need help with anything else. Offered to say if we'd like a printable checklist version. Super simple with a blank check boxes that you can hand out. And as it says, I can whip that up if you want.
And let's click yes to see how
Yes.
it generates
So let's
that
say
printable document.
sure. Ooh. So it has the title, still generating, right? It just finished. So make the boxes smaller. Hmm. during, and after. So this is what we got. So it's a bit more maybe reader friendly. It puts everything together so you won't have to print multiple pages.
Yes.
And then it's also offered to create a PDF version you can easily download and print.
Yeah.
So let's say you don't want it like this, or you don't want to have to copy and paste it into a document. Let's see if we ask ChatGPT to create the document for you. Let's see what we'll get.
So did it just offer to do the PDF version?
PDF version as well.
Let me see what it says at the bottom. Okay.
So would you like to create a PDF version you can easily download and print?
So do we want PDF or we want Word?
Let's say PDF. PDF easier to print. So let's say yes. I want the PDF version. I can download. So print. Okay, it's analyzing. So if it can't do something, it's going to tell you. So it says it looks like the PDF creation has hit a snag because of a special character. And as I said, remember this double hyphen? It's a
Yeah.
way for persons to know if you're using AI. So sometimes, and it's something that comes up when you're coding. That's if you're a coder, you know. So ChatGPT uses this to mark its work or watermark its work. So it's up to you if you want to remove it or not. But if not, then it's easy for persons to know. So now we have here the download file. So let's see what we got. So the file was downloaded. Let's open it and see what we got. A second. All right. So we got a PDF file from ChatGPT that we can print. So 2 pages, we have the title, the before the event with the boxes that we can tick. And we go through, you have the during the event and the after the event. So ChatGPT also gives you attachments if you need something out or from ChatGPT and you don't necessarily want to copy everything and have to paste it to another document yourself. You can get an attachment and you can work from there. If it is the case that you need a table, you need an Excel, it will give you that as well. So that's how ChatGPT works. Let's say we want, give me ideas. What would we want it to change?
Well, not so much to change. I was going to suggest we try to upload a document into a fresh ChatGPT and then
Sure.
give it a prompt based on what's in the document.
Let's open a new chart.
Yeah. The same document that we've done. So this is the checklist.
So
Good.
this section here, the same prompt section we type into, when we're uploading a document, we're always going to use the plus sign. So it's a circle with a plus sign in it. When you hover over it, it says upload files and more. So once we click it, we're going to select upload from computer. Then we're going to go to the download section and we're going to upload the PDF file. So once it's uploaded, you'll see it come up here, fully loaded. And then we're going to ask it to,
Write a jingle for advertisement on the radio promoting this health fair.
write a jingle for advertisement on the radio. Oh, stop the E. promoting the health fair. Let's see what we get. Right. So we got a fun and catchy radio jingle, according to ChatGPT. I don't know if anyone in here wants to try and sing it. I know I won't.
Well, what does it say? Okay, it says, "Come on down, bring the whole crew. Kiwanis Cares is here for you." It's even rhyming. Come on now. Health checks, games, and healthy treats. Fun for your family. Can't be beat. Join us at the Family Health Celebration. Free screenings, guest speakers, kids zone fun. It's a day you don't want to miss. And then it's singing again. Get healthy, get happy. We'll see you there at the Kiwanis Family Health Fair. Ding! So,
So ChatGPT writes jingles as well.
yes.
You could maybe ask it to write a song, and it will write the song for you.
Hmm.
It also offered if you'd like a few more versions depending on the style you're aiming for. So it's offering different genres now. So country, pop,
Country.
classic,
Yeah.
radio. Do we want to ask it to do a reggae jingle?
Yes, yes, let's go for it.
Let's
Somebody typed
see.
in the chat and said, "This is bossy."
All
Oh,
right, so
goodness.
let's say make hmm, I'd prefer a reggae jingle. Nice choice. All right, let's see what we got. Ramona, you want to go for it again?
Let's see. Come feel the vibe. Bring your family near. It's the Kiwanis Cares Family Health Fair. Good food, good health, good love to share. One big day of joyful care. Spoken part, free health checks, fun for the kids, and sweet healthy treats. Don't miss the celebration. Jobless! Last section says, healthy heart, happy soul, sunshine in the air. We're jamming at the Kiwanis Health Fair. So
Wow.
it incorporates terminology from.
Yes, from reggae songs.
We have a comment in the chat that said, "Bop, bop."
ChatGPT of vibes.
Oh, goodness. Yes, yes.
So yeah, say as you guys can see, you can use ChatGPT for anything. It doesn't just have to be memos and letters. You can use it for fun stuff as well, like jingles and advertisements and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yes.
I heard someone say that they used it to get an Excel table. Let's say, let's ask it to create a table for the
Hmm.
different vendors that are going to be at our event. So
Yes.
say, can you create a Excel table for the vendors will be at the fair? Let's tell it we have two vendors. Uh, who are the two vendors that we have? It's a health fair, right?
Smile
Um,
dental.
dentist
Eye specialist.
and say
Some
that again,
eye
Ramona.
eye
And
specialist.
eye specialist. Nice. So let's see what we get. So it's analyzing. Just give it some time. So now it says it's created an Excel table for the vendors. So let's download the file and see what we get. Right. Give it some time.
So essentially, ChatGPT is incorporating the Microsoft suite of
It,
documents. If
it
it's
is.
PDF, if it's Word, if it's Excel, if it's Access, it can incorporate. Like I said, if it's on the web, accessible on the web,
It will
ChatGPT
incorporate it.
can reach it and use it. That's what's so magnificent about this software.
So as you can see, this is what we got. And we could have been more specific to tell it the headings that we want, what we want each column to be, but it gave us something generic. So the
Yeah.
name of the vendors, the contact person, phone number, email, the booth number, and then the services being offered and the special requirements. And then if you want to have this change to add in anything else, we could tell ChatGPT as well. And then we just have to download the other file, open it, and see what we get. So as you can see, as Ramona said, ChatGPT has incorporated the Microsoft suite, Microsoft Office, into what they're doing. So you can ask it for Excel files, you can ask it for Word documents. You saw that we got a PDF, we got a picture. I think the only thing you can't get right now is a full-blown video, and I'm sure sometime soon we'll be able to get videos from
Mm,
ChatGPT.
yeah, I
So,
agree.
but yes, so this is basically how AI is making the lives and work of many persons around the globe easier. And a lot of persons believe that it's here to take our jobs, take over, but it's really just here to help us. As you see, it's not perfect. It's not going to give you exactly what you want, but it's here to make it easier. It's here to cut the time in half, maybe put it in maybe three quarters, because something that would take you an hour can now take you 10, 15 minutes to draft up using ChatGPT. So you no longer have to stress about, oh my God, I have a presentation coming up and you need 2 weeks to make a PowerPoint or 2 weeks to do this. No, you can now use ChatGPT to make PowerPoints. They also have a partner AI that they use as well, because it doesn't necessarily give you the full AI, but let's say it gives you the Word document. You can enter it into Gamma AI and it gives you a PowerPoint. Any PowerPoint, you can choose the design, you can edit, and you get a full 10 slides, I believe. 10 slides are free, and then you can add more as you want. So ChatGPT is here to help us. It's here to make our lives easier, and we love it for that. Back to the presentation for a quick while. So these are some other things that we can use it for. So thank you letters, feedback forms. We saw we used it for fundraising ideas. You can use it to generate meeting agendas. We got pictures from it. So let's say you want to become a content creator, you don't know how to make certain images or do certain things. ChatGPT is here to help. So you need something that you need to post on TikTok or you need to post on Instagram, you can ask ChatGPT to create an image for you, or ask ChatGPT to help you to do something. Let's say, for example, you don't know how to use a certain software, you don't know how to use something. As you've been saying, ChatGPT is interconnected with the World Wide Web. So once something is on the internet and you ask it to help you to do this or do that, it will help you. It will teach you. So what I am here doing and telling you guys about ChatGPT, if you were to ask ChatGPT, teach me about ChatGPT, teach me how to use ChatGPT, it will. Let's see, just a quick one. So let's say, teach me to use ChatGPT to the, yeah, let's teach me to use ChatGPT. Let's see what we get. So let's start super simple. And as you can see, it's breaking it down how to talk to ChatGPT, tips to get better answers, be clear, be specific. You can always correct or guide me, and it speaks of itself as a person, me. Yes. It tells you the different stuff you can do. So you can learn, you can write, you can get advice, you can create stories, game ideas, prompts, characters, anything you want. If you want to get into coding and you don't know how to code, ChatGPT can help you to code. ChatGPT can help you to do everything. So those are just some of the small stuff that you can do. So these are the key takeaways. I see that we've hit the 6 o'clock mark. So I'm trying to wrap it up quickly. So these are the key takeaways. So to sum it all up, ChatGPT can save you time. It can increase the quality of your work and it can boost your creativity. But always, always remember, you are the expert. You are in control. You are the one telling it what to do. It's only an assistant. It's here to be used as a partner and not as your replacement. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this session today with me. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. I hope you leave as excited as I am about ChatGPT, and I hope you're excited to go on and try it for yourself and even share it with other persons in your families or other Kiwanians who weren't able to join us tonight. And if you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them. You can just go ahead and raise your hands or unmute your mics, and I'll be here. So thank you again.
Absolutely extraordinary presentation, Abigail. We couldn't have asked for anything more. Wonderful, wonderful presentation. Thank you so much for breaking it down, explaining things to us step by step, giving us a great guide in terms of how we can prompt ChatGPT, how we can use it to make our lives easier and better. Going forward, I'm looking forward to seeing clubs utilize ChatGPT so that they can put out more letters for sponsorship requests or promote events more on social media, because instead of having to generate the idea all by yourself, you can simply say, give me a caption to put on social media, give me a caption to post in WhatsApp, give me a template for a letter I need to send out in the next 15 minutes. Or you have a deadline, you've only got an hour out of your day to try and meet this sponsorship deadline. You can use ChatGPT as an aid to get you there. All right. Oh, we've got some wonderful comments. 10 out of 10 presentation. Thank you so much for organizing. Oh, that's wonderful. Great session. Somebody said awesome.
Hey,
So,
Director Ramona.
yes.
Good evening, everyone. I was able to catch bits and pieces of the presentation, but very well done. Congratulations to both of you. I will admit that GPT was something that I wasn't really interested in trying to learn. Come on, feel so boy, yo. I'm getting older. Well, I'm aging myself. I'm getting older. I'm tired of all these new things coming on board. But my wife actually was introducing it to me in small bits and pieces over the last couple of months, and I must admit that I am now hooked on it. It's
Oh,
downloaded
yeah.
on my phone, and I'm trying to incorporate a little bit more and more because I want to keep abreast of what's happening. And this presentation further cements to me the pros, the values of having something like this at your fingertips, literally at your fingertips, that you can use
Yes.
to enhance all that you have to do.
Yes. 100%. Thank you so much, President
Thank
Kamara.
you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, very good
Yeah,
presentation. But I must give you an example. I was in a meeting and I figured the CEO started to call on everybody to give an update on their company, but I didn't. We weren't prepared because he called one. Luckily for me, I had the figures, and believe you remember Sasha talking about ChatGPT, and I just put the figures in it to see, and immediately I got an
Exactly.
export. So while everybody's talking, I just Google it and I just started putting the figures them, and there comes an excellent report. So I've been
Report.
using it. Yes, very
Yes,
good.
Yeah,
yes,
man, it's that
yes.
good. It's that
Yeah.
precise.
Very
It breaks down
efficient.
the formulas for your everything.
Yes, and if you're a
Yes.
parent, you're looking for ideas how you can engage your child, how you can get them to do more maths or get them to do more English. ChatGPT, tell them the prompt, tell them what the area is, what the difficulty is. They're confusing P's and Q's. What can I do? Or if you're doing club projects where you're helping children with literacy and that sort of thing, and you want to generate activities, ChatGPT is right there for you. Yes. Wonderful. Did we have any questions coming through? Was it clear for everyone? Any more stories to share? Oh, someone
I
asked use it to do stories. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can say to it, I have 15 minutes to read a story to kids, and I would like to read them the story of Cinderella. And ChatGPT will generate the story, the Cinderella story that is 15-minute length.
Wow.
Yes, go ahead, please.
so if I am having a headache and I say to Chat GPT, not headache, what happened?
What will it do?
Yeah.
Well, it will sympathize, it will empathize with your situation. It will ask you if you want tips to get
And
rid
how
of
to
the
make it
headache.
better.
And so it
Yes.
might give you tips like turn the light off,
Drink some water.
dim the light on your laptop. It might tell you to drink some water, take a power
How to
nap,
get some
10-minute
sleep.
power
Okay.
Yes. Lay
All right.
down.
Yes,
But seriously, I know it's the way of the world, and that's where
yes,
we're going, and we have to embrace it.
yes,
But I am looking at some of the negatives of Chat GPT because it really takes
Mhm.
the thinking of individual thinking processes. Because if it can write a thesis for somebody
yes.
in school,
Hmm.
I see some negatives there. And how do we balance it? Because writing a thesis is about learning and proving that you can assimilate things and what have you. But you can just go to Chat GPT now, then everybody can write a thesis.
Yes. Like I said,
May
the
I come
institutions
in?
are. Oh, yes, absolutely. Please do.
Sorry about that. Roston,
Yeah.
while you said it can write a thesis, most of the universities now are very much aware of this. So
Hmm.
persons at the university level don't get away very easily with using these AI tools
No.
to write theses.
Yeah.
So
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 there
there are
they are
there are
simplified
the
tools in
university
place.
lecturers are very much aware of it, and they can know when you use AI to to
Yes.
to to, to do your paper.
Well, fine, because I was just looking at, the downsides of it.
Profits.
Obviously, it's a wonderful tool, and I embrace it.
Yes.
But I like to write. But then, if I can just go to Chat GPT to write me something in 10 minutes,
Hmm.
it makes me become dependent. But then again, it's different person's choice. So I guess that's how we have to deal with it. But it's the way of the world, and we have to embrace it.
Hmm.
And I will use it at some point in time.
At some point. Yes, you have to determine to what extent and to what degree you will
Yes, you have to
incorporate
balance it.
activity
Yeah.
into your life. So if
There
you
has
want
to be
to
balance.
encourage that natural ability to utilize language and to flex in conversation, then for simple things like replying to an email, maybe you don't want to use ChatGPT for that because you want to encourage your own mind to generate that personable kind of response. But
Sure.
ChatGPT might be helpful if you want a shopping list to go to the supermarket and you don't want to think too much about that. So you can use it to say, make my life easier. You want an exercise routine so that when you go to the gym, you're not trying to figure out which machine should I use. You just
Okay.
chat to Chat GPT. You say, I've got 45 minutes. I want to work out my arms. I want to work out my legs. Chat GPT gives you a list of things to do, and you go to the gym, you just follow
And
the
you
list
do it
strictly. So you can decide to what extent you
to
use
use
it
it.
and incorporate it into your life.
So, like
So
our LG, who is an attorney, has a case, and she's preparing
Yes,
that case.
yes.
Can Chat GPT help if you put in the parameters, or?
Yes,
it's
you can. You can tell it which law, which country, and tell it what you're doing. You're writing an opinion, or you're preparing a
P.T.
closing
Watson,
speech.
why are you let's go.
You have to remember, as lawyers, when you've gotten called to the bar, you've given certain oaths. So even if you take information from ChatGPT, you don't use it routinely. You've got to apply that legal training to the information that it generates to ensure that one, it is accurate, and two, it reflects the kind of advice or information that you would
You
convey.
want to give out.
Okay.
But it
What I
can
would say as well for a
Go ahead.
lawyer, maybe instead of using it to write something for you, let's say you're using case studies or you need to know what happened in a certain case to relate it to your case. ChatGPT can check the internet for cases that would maybe relate to yours that you can use as to set precedent or something similar. So it summarizes it, reads through stuff for you that maybe you won't have the time to read through or find. So that's a way in which it can be used as
We
well.
have something in
So
ChatGPT
I'm
called
help,
hallucinations. Just a
I'm help
moment.
LG, right?
We have something called hallucination. So if you ask ChatGPT, is there a case where a boy fell down a hole and hurt himself? ChatGPT will say yes, the case of John Brown and Mary Jane, but the case doesn't
This.
actually exist. That's called a hallucination. So maybe not to look up specific cases, but to summarize cases that exist, you
That
give it
exist already.
and the citation.
Yes.
AI is being incorporated into legal technology like LexisNexis. You have something called Lexis AI. Lexis AI is specific for law. If you search in Lexis AI, it will always generate a real case.
It's taking away the ability to reason for yourself. And I hope children in schools are not going to be allowed to use it. You won't be
Children,
able to learn anything and to focus and think for yourselves.
yes. Well, in the classes, they probably can't use it. But if they're doing homework or if they're on their own, um, there are pros and there are cons.
There are
As
cons,
parents, you have to
definitely.
decide. I remember growing up, my mother always used to say, check the thesaurus, go in the thesaurus and look for a word, for similar words, to add to your story or to use a more developed choice of word. So, as parents, you're going to have to moderate the use of the device.
Yes.
So
Set
if they want to
set clear
learn
guidelines.
if they want to learn how the bridge is built in an ocean that's 16 feet deep, that's something you'll allow them to search on ChatGPT. But if they
Ask the
want to,
Chinese.
if they want to know the definition of something, maybe you want to encourage them to go into the dictionary and make use of it rather than asking
Any.
AI to define a word for them. Yeah.
You're
But
also. Yeah.
it can also be used to teach digital literacy as well and AI literacy. So it can help students to understand what AI can and can't do, what we can use AI to do and what we can't use it to do. Because although yes, it's here to help, as Ramona said, it will often give you hallucinations, which are stories or stuff that sound real, but it's actually false. So you can teach your children or students how to question AI outputs. Like, is this accurate? Is it biased? Does it make sense? So that's a starting point that you can use for children. And then set clear guidelines, boundaries. So certain things that they can use it for. So if you're doing your homework, then you know you're not going to be using ChatGPT to write the entire essay. You're not going to be using ChatGPT to do all the math equations. So that would aid in teaching responsible use of the internet on a whole.
I have one last question. Last question. AI, can I generate an image of LG Girthlin saying something that I want to say?
So that's
That will
called
be
a
a,
deep fake.
that will be a far reach.
Yeah, but it's a
So
serious.
I hope that wasn't a serious question.
um, Short answer is yes, but not ChatGPT.
Not
There
ChatGPT.
are other models,
The
and
AI.
there are videos circulating now of people like President Trump, President Biden, President Obama
Yeah.
saying things that
They didn't say.
they didn't say. Celebrities like Kiki Palmer is being used to promote hair products and face products, and she isn't actually the
Yeah.
face of that brand. So,
Exactly.
like Abigail said, it's called a deep
It's
fake,
called a deep fake.
where
Okay.
what the AI needs is they need you to say some certain
Yeah.
words
So they just need
using
a face and voice data.
videos of
So
you.
if you
Yes,
can get someone saying the alphabet or certain random words like cat, just words that they can use or take the phonetics that they've pronounced and put together, then that's how they can use it, process it to create a deep fake. Chat
Oh,
GPT though, as Ramona said, you cannot use it to create a deep fake. You need another model of AI to do that, that you have to pay for specifically to be able to do stuff like that. ChatGPT is a form of AI that focuses on generating text, some images, tables, and stuff like that.
thank you so much. A great presentation. And
Thank you,
dear,
Alston.
careful.
I will.
It's all right.
DLG
Abigail,
Girlfriend.
Abigail, you'll be the custom to rally. You don't worry about him. You just try and do your best, and you did a great job. You all of you had fun doing it, and keep up the good work.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Rally,
thanks
go
Thank
and
so
you.
sleep. You need to go sleep.
much. And I see we've got a request here from President Carlene KCNP. NP is it's one of our newer clubs, isn't it? But anyways, Abigail, she's asking if she could reach out to you to do a presentation to her club. So
Oh,
we'll
sure.
make that arrangement and see if we can get dates
What
and
we can do.
times in sync. But yes, wonderful. And Alric made a comment here to say there's a risk of data breach. That's true, which is why you need to be careful what documents you upload, what information you put. So, the lawyer example, for example, you want to ensure if you're prompting ChatGPT about an opinion you're giving, you're not giving ChatGPT too much data so that it can
Information.
identify who your client is. I believe I forget which company it was it Google? Some coders used ChatGPT and ended up uploading
Microsoft. I think it was Microsoft.
they ended up uploading a trade secret code that only
Yeah,
Microsoft had generated into the open AI. And like the term says, it's open.
it's
So
open
whatever is in is accessible to all.
to everyone.
Yes, yes. Data from financial statements, that's true. That is true. All
Thank,
So we
right.
know for a fact.
thank you, ladies.
Thank you
No
so very
problem.
much for joining. Thank you so much for participating, everyone. And yeah, just really, really grateful for everybody's engagement. Thank you so much once again. I'll stay on and play a little background music, but please feel free to jump off. The session is now officially at an end. Thank you again.